I'm Debbie and this is my story. One day I was in my English class watching a movie about Shakespeare. I had beans and coffee before school, the most deadliest combination. It wasn't even that long before my stomach started rumbling when I got into class. The movie was really loud and I sat at the back of the class, so I thought it would be my perfect chance to let out the most bubbly fart so no one could hear it over the sound of the movie. As soon as I was about to do it, my teacher paused the movie to explain a scene, and that's when I let out the most soggy doggy, butchered froggy, shit comes out loggy, made the room foggy, so loud you would think it was the 4th of July. I swear to God, one kid sitting next to the window opened the blinds because he thought he heard a thunderstorm outside. I dropped my books on the floor in hope of a save, thinking that people would have thought the sound was my books dropping, but that's when the creamy lumps fell out of my pants onto the floor. I ran out crying to the bathroom and called my mom, and she took me home and got me new clothes. I had to go back to school the next day and everyone was laughing at me and was calling me Diarrhea Debbie. One time when I was in class I had a very aggressive urge to fart. I was scared it was more than a fart, so I asked the teacher to go to the bathroom and she said yes. I ran down the hallway with my hands on my butt preparing for the worst. I reached the bathroom and slammed the door shut and had the most stinky, slinky, dinky, double-decker Twinkie, extra pepperoni, piggy, sticky shart in the whole world. The walls started to cave in and I'm pretty sure I saw Jesus out the window. The fire alarm went off and everyone was screaming. They thought Thanos snapped his fingers. I screamed in the bathroom sounding like a dying goat. I stopped after 5 minutes and felt like I just killed half the all-known universe myself. Haven't been to the toilet in 4 days and it was starting to worry me, so I went to the doctor's. I arrived and the doctor felt my stomach and said it was very hard. He wanted me to take a stool sample, which means you have to shit in the cup. I had coffee for breakfast, so I was pretty much ready to go. I grabbed the cup and went to the toilet and held it up to my ass and started pushing. I didn't realize how badly coffee affected me, and the next thing you know a strong gust of diarrhea started blasting out of my ass and I felt like a rocket ready for takeoff. I grabbed onto the door for balance because I started levitating and the cup was already full, but I couldn't stop. I was holding onto the door for dear life and the shit was spitting out like a shotgun. I eventually stopped and looked at the glass cup of my shit and there were cracks all over the glass. I heard the desk lady shouting for everyone to get under the chair and to call the police. I got scared thinking what is going on outside, so I quickly cleaned myself up and rushed out of the bathroom to see everyone crying and hiding under the chairs because they thought there was an active shooter in the building. I said it was just my shit and everyone got up. Anyways, I have bowel cancer. One day when I was packing my lunch, my grandpa asked me what I was eating, so I told him I was gonna eat a sandwich, apples and Takis. He asked what Takis were and I said they were spicy chips. He asked to try one, but my grandma told me that if I gave him a Taki I would regret it. I gave him one anyway. When he bit the Taki he jumped 65 feet in the air screaming. He was asking for milk and we gave him milk, but we forgot he was also lactose intolerant. While he was drinking the milk he ran out of the room and tripped on our pet pussy. He started farting and it sounded like we lived next to NASA when a rocket is about to launch. He let out the longest sloppy gloppy bloppy moppy noppy copy loppy floppy sloppy. When he fell I heard his back crackle mcfrackle tackle. His back cracked, the cat attacked, roaches get attract, he broke his back, his shit turned abstract, he fell on the floor and couldn't get up no more, he was very sore, he looked like a dead boar. The pussy went bonker yonker plonker knocker conkers. We rushed him to the hospital and found out he died from a ruptured ribcage and explosive diarrhea. So one time in class it was my birthday and I brought in these cupcakes for everyone to share. There is this one kid who is very allergic to gluten and so I thought I bought gluten-free cupcakes. I was wrong. When we started to eat, the kid's face turned green and asked if he could use the bathroom. The teacher said yes, but as soon as the kid stood up, the most aggressive thick, double-decker brick, do a flip, really hot chick, not so quick shard in the whole universe, the window shattered and the sprinklers went off, everybody swore they saw Satan outside. The kid sharted for like 5 minutes straight with no breaks. He got the shart all over his chair and all over the walls. Once he was done he was taken to the hospital for how aggressive the shart was. One day in math class I was sitting next to this girl named Lucy McBoozy when our teacher surprised us with a test and a 6-page work packet. When Lucy McBoozy heard that, she got up on her desk and started to do some Tarzan jungle man swinging from a rubber band shit. Freaking out, she galloped over to the teacher's desk and took out the sloppiest, wappiest, stink-dinking, wettest shat and threw it on the teacher's head. When the class smelled that, most of them passed out and most ran out the room. Lucy McBoozy wasn't finished with the shat and more came out. The office thought there was a shooter in the school, so we went into lockdown. The office then realized it was Lucy McBoozy's stinky ass. Turns out she had bowel cancer, the Great Plague, the Spanish flu and coronavirus. Now cause of her we are doing online school, so our school and get a deep clean. One time I was sitting in church and I had to fart. I knew it would be dangerous considering I have a supernatural asshole. I felt it coming and the next thing you know the building starts vibrating and the sprinklers got set off. The roof was starting to cave in and I knew it was coming. All the windows were shattering and the ground was wobbling. I did the most chunky, monkey, funky, stunky, bed bunky, tree trunky, gunky, skunky, sloppy, ploppy, moppy, gloppy, mushy, tushy, ooshy gooshy, sushi fart so powerful I needed to get stitches. The walls started to crack and everyone was screaming while hiding under their chairs praying because they thought God was coming down. The danger alarm went off and everyone was calling their family saying they loved them. The roof finally caved in, causing more destruction, and my whole splitting fart finally stopped. Everyone got out from under the chairs and looked around. There was rubble everywhere and even the brick walls was cracked. They were wondering where God is and I had to act concerned with them. Anyways, my fart made it on the news and was titled as California's most deadliest earthquake. Little did they know it was my ripper ass. One time me and my friend Sean were having a talkies mukbang in history. Then our wrinkly ass substitute teacher told us we weren't allowed to eat. Like bitch, you're the sub, how the fuck you gonna tell us the classroom rules when this ain't even your class? Anyways, we put the talkies away and a few minutes later I wasn't feeling so good and I asked to go to the bathroom. Mr. Raman said wait until Justin comes back. Like motherfucker, Justin ain't gonna come back, that bean takes forever in the bathroom. So I sat back down and held it in. A few minutes later Justin came back and I sprinted and took the pass. Then it was too late. I farted and oh my god, it smelled so bad the entire class passed out. I ran into the hall to get to the bathroom and shit was pouring out of my ass like a garden hose. Then the school went on lockdown but I said fuck it and went to the bathroom to clean up my shit. While I was in the bathroom the police came into the spot in the hall where I shitted. Turns out my shit was so loud they thought there was a shooter in the school and I got admitted into talkies rehab. So when I was in 4th grade, slime was really popular. It was so popular to the point everyone was making it and people would trade their slimes all the time. I was one of those people. I also did YouTube videos and some of the kids from my school would watch them. I basically did slime tutorials and I would sell my slimes for 50 cents. One time I got a comment from this girl named Augusty Musty. She commented on my video saying how she wanted to buy the slime I made. I said yes of course. The next day at recess we both met behind the basketball courts. I brought the slime she asked for and told her that it would cost 50 cents. This bitch said she only brought a quarter. She kept demanding me to give her the slime for a quarter so I had enough. I slapped that hoe in the head with the slime and the slime got stuck in her hair. I started putting more slime in her hair. Then when it was all in there I yanked the slime out. I swear I ripped so much hair out of her head that she looked like an egg. Her hair came out in clumps and it looked like she had lice and fleas. I pulled her hair so hard it made her shart. She pulled the most clumpy, Donald Trumpy, very lumpy, made her grumpy, Humpty Dumpty, smelled like a dumpy, made roads bumpy, made me thinky, it smelled stinky, made the boys winky, marker inky, wanna linky, I ran far, hit her with a car, went to the bar, twinkle twinkle little star, gave her scars, smoked cigars, sounded like a jaguar, went to Mars, should I have ever seen. She went to the hospital and she turned out to have bowel cancer.